Hi everyone, welcome back. So I'm making this video on the same day I pruned the wisteria, but I thought it was the best idea to separate them. So to prune roses you need some good secateurs, sharp, and need some pruning material that is clean and disinfected, and especially if you're going through different rose bushes, you need to do this in between each of them. And then I'm gonna show you how to do this. I have lots of special cases in my garden. For example, this is Geoff Hamilton, it's a David Austin rose, but this one has been moved this autumn. So I think I'm gonna cut it back to around this size to help the plant get correctly established in this spot. You can get lots of great information on David Austin website, but one thing you'll find everywhere is you need to get rid of diseased, dead or damaged stems first. Well, first or not, but you need to get rid of them when pruning. And also you're gonna try help with the airflow, so you're gonna try take away some stems that are going towards the center of a bush, because this won't help. But each rose has stems in different situations. Arrives a moment when you're just gonna have to decide one way or the other. Be reassured, the rose is not gonna die because of cutting just one stem at 30 centimeters or 70. It's just guidelines. So I hope this is working. Also, you need to try and get rid of stems that are crossing and rubbing, because this is not helping. And I have two going in the centers, so I'm gonna see how I'm gonna be able to do something with this. So I need to show you my mistake. You can always learn from your mistakes, and you can learn from the mistakes of others. So I wanted to get rid of this stem that was rubbing another one, and this happened. And this is not good at all, and I wouldn't have been able to make a clean cut after that. So that's what you don't want to do. And then I had to decide what to do, because this is a very old stem and I preferred cutting it back completely to promote new growth and to I preferred how do I say that? I preferred keeping this one, which is newer and very vigorous, and this one is going to be pruned back, but I'm going to keep this one. So now I have a much better and open center. I will just have to assess what to do with the greener one, but in fact my mistake made me the best choice. So now the older one has been cut back to there, and I'm hoping for new growth. So there's something else that is important when you cut. If you have a bud, it helps, but sometimes you just have a line that I'm going to show you afterwards, and that's where the bud is going to come is going to appear. So you want the bud going outwards. So what I was trying to explain was normally you cut just on top of a bud, but at this time this rose doesn't have bud yet. But as you can see, if it wants to focus, here you have a line, and soon this line is gonna swell and you'll have a bud. And so the bud is gonna come right here and is gonna go outwards from the center, and that's what you want. If I had cut for example here, there's a bud that's gonna come this way and it's gonna go inwards. This is an example of what you don't want to do. You don't want to cut it with the rain that is gonna fall on the bud or future bud. You want to cut it on the other side, so the water is gonna go out and not damage anything. And you don't want to cut it flat because you don't want the water to stand there and not get out. So I'm gonna cut it back underneath, I think, because I can't show you on this one. I'm gonna cut it to this one, which is still going outwards, but with the cut going this way. Not too like this, not too flat, just in the middle. They say 35 to 45 degrees angle. So now that it's done, I'm gonna go to my other roses. This one has had a very harsh prune, but I'm gonna do better on the other ones. Once you've pruned your rose, you need to get rid of all the material because you can't compost it, and you have to be very careful to take out all the dead and diseased leaves that are staying on the ground, because you don't want to promote bad things for the new season. So everything is going in a bag, and to get rid of them. Now I'm gonna clean back my pruners again and go to the next rose. So that's a rose I'm not sure I'm gonna keep. I say that every year, but I'm gonna prune it anyway. As you can see, there is some dieback, so I need to get rid of this. And I'm not sure I'm going to be able to keep this because it's too close, so I might need to cut it back further. Maybe I could cut it back there to just encourage this one. We'll see. I'm just going to show you the end result for this one. See, I tried to cut it back just underneath the dieback, but this brown inside is not good, so I had to cut it back further, and that's what you want to see. No brown inside. So one other thing you normally don't want to keep is thin stems, but as you can see this is a rose that is trying. So I have 3 main ones that are of a very good size, and I didn't really have some usual spots that I would cut at, so I decided maybe I could take this one out. Yeah, I'm gonna take this one out because there's this one, and I'm gonna take this one out, and I'm gonna keep these ones. So yeah, just this one, and that's gonna be a nice base. Next one on my list is a David Austin one, and this one is Danahu, and this one has done something some roses do. It has put on a huge growth on one stem, and what David Austin says is that if this happens, you bring it back to the size of the rest of the bush, and then you do your normal pruning. So that's what I'm gonna do, even though I have a flower bud. But yeah, it shouldn't flower at this time of year, so I'm gonna prune it back. And this one being a very new rose, I'm just gonna get rid of things that are going too much in the center, or very thin or diseased, things like that. So a few days after, all the roses are pruned, and I'm quite happy with the result. This climbing rose is still too young. It's only starting its second season, so I just took out the dead leaves, the rose hips, the disease damaged dead parts, and that's good for another year. If you take cuttings, please try and learn from my mistakes. Put a tag to be sure of which rose is in which pot. So I hope it was interesting for you. Maybe you learned a few tricks through my mistakes or not. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.